Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. I'm Kristi Shive, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Courtney Leuking. She's an extension specialist for health and nutrition for the University of Kentucky. Courtney, today you are going to talk to us about creating safe spaces to explore new food.
Way, shape, or form. We all have a story about an experience with food that wasn't pleasant. And part of that is because trying new things, whether food or anything else in life, it's scary and uncomfortable. And I think as adults, we sometimes forget that. And we don't acknowledge that we often stick with what we know and like, and children want to do the same. And so those strong reactions to foods or just that being uncomfortable or a little hesitant is totally normal.
And it can be a challenging thing for us as adults to navigate. So, Courtney, if a child doesn't like something, should we move on to another food or only serve them foods that they like?
It can be so tempting to give children what we know what they'll eat because that's our role, right? We want to make sure they're nourished and that they're getting food to grow and play. But it's a learning process. Children are constantly needing to learn, and that includes about the foods that they eat. And so, unless we continue to offer new things, they
Mm.
won't get that opportunity to learn. And I'll go back to that sage advice. If at first you don't succeed, try again, because some children may need to explore and see a food between 10 and 15
Mhm.
times before they're willing to try it. Not even eat it or like it, but try it.
Such a great thing to remember. Courtney, what other ideas do you have for exposing children to food that many times? Because that is a lot.
It is a lot. So start small. So keep portion sizes, serving sizes small. I know there's a lot of concern. Well, they're going to waste it and throw it away. So start small. Um, Pairing things up with foods that they like that are familiar. So have most of the plate be familiar foods. And I'm usually thinking about vegetables because those are oftentimes the things kids are less willing to try. So by having just a little bit of a new vegetable that goes along with some of their favorites, they might be tempted, or dips can be a great way to entice them. My daughter loves ketchup. She'll dip the strangest thing, in my opinion, strangest things in ketchup. And that seems to help her be more willing to try things.
What other ideas do you have to help children feel safe when exploring these new foods?
Keeping foods separate. So allowing children to really see. We sometimes have heard to hide vegetables and things, but that can actually have the opposite effect because children aren't able to see and really experience the texture or the taste of the vegetable independently, and they might feel tricked. And so then it has the opposite effect moving forward. So dishes that have a lot of ingredients, while they're easy for us to cook, chilies or casseroles, um, those can be overwhelming because there's so many ingredients. So we do a lot of what I call deconstructed things in our house. So tacos, for example, just having all the parts and pieces separate allows children to pick and choose what they want. Making things colorful on the plate, so a rainbow of colors, children are more likely to try those fruit and vegetables. And then just positive encouragement, letting them know that let's give this a try, but remind ourselves and them that it's okay to pass.
If needed, Courtney, are there things that we can do outside of mealtime that might help kids feel more comfortable with new foods at mealtime?
Absolutely. Children learn through play. And so thinking about ways that you can play or even have conversations about food. And so different textures is a sensory bin, something where you could have different things that feel differently, and you can talk about how it might resemble a food that they are going to try or have tried. Or maybe it's just a healthy kitchen item. If you have a play kitchen at home, selecting like the farmer's market bag option instead of like the donut shop setup. Reading books for young children can really have a positive role on encouraging them or feeling more comfortable trying those things.
Courtney, so many great tips on creating safe spaces for kids to explore new foods. Thanks for joining us today on the Farm and Home Show, and we'll see you next time.